Hi friends, it's Julie Golding Page, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here along the tidal Scoodic or St. Croix River, the traditional territory and home of the Passamaquoddy. And I'm grateful that they share this beautiful place with us. So welcome to my Craft and Chat with Julie time. I just started that this week and I'm hopping on here 3 times a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I'm going to be making a surprise project. I won't tell you what it is in advance. I'll just go ahead and make something every time I come on here. And you can chat with me through the comments. I'd love that. And hopefully we can create a community together here online, which would be really fun. Feel free to bring your favorite beverage and sit down and enjoy. I aim to be on for maybe anywhere between 15-20 minutes and half an hour, so not a long time. And you can always find the replays here as well. And also over on my website, juliescraftaddict.com. You can find all the replays there as well. All right, so let's start right into this one. Oops, sorry, I pressed the wrong button there. The joys of live technology. Okay, so here we go. All right, so that's what I meant to do, and I almost pressed finish by mistake, and that's not any good because I'm not finished. So today, I want to mention before I do my project that I have my holiday events schedule now available. So that covers all the holiday events and gatherings that I'm doing, both online and in person, that are through the end of December. So I may add a few more as we go, but I've got everything lined up so that I've got several events every month between now and then. It includes fall, it includes Halloween, it includes Thanksgiving, and Christmas, of course, and some winter things. And today, what I'm going to do is show you a card from a kit class that is part of those holiday events. And by the way, if you're curious about the holiday events, just click through the link that I included today. It says classes and events, and that'll take you right to my page, and you can review all the different classes and events that are there. All right, so let's look at this kit because this is the Christmas Wishes kit. So I'm just going to show you here. And it is one of my kit classes, so we'll be making 8 cards in this class. And it's a great way to get your Christmas cards started or maybe all done, depending on how many you need to send. And I wanted to look at this particular kit today to give you a bit of a preview so you could see what it was like. And also because when I saw this photo, I thought, I'm not sure. It looks kind of orangey or something. It just, something didn't work for me. But I know that Stampin' Up's kits are always fantastic. And so I thought, okay, why don't I have a good look at this kit? Let's make one of the cards and you'll see for yourself what you think, okay? So I'd love to know what you think of this kit, maybe if you have it already or from today's information. So Stampin' Up kits come with everything you need right in the box. They're meant for beginners as well as seasoned crafters. So they come with instructions, and this is the instruction page. So you just open them up, and usually this page here will give you card number 1, card number 2, sometimes there's a card number 3, and it'll show you all the pieces that you need for the card. And so what I'm going to do is just show you the pieces I've gathered in advance. So I've gone ahead and just assembled the pieces that you need. So you need an envelope. And what I want to show you with this envelope is how cool the envelope is. So I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can. There's a lot of glitter right there in the envelope. So the whole thing is made of this gold glitter paper, which does not come through on the photos at all. And it's quite spectacular, very shiny, beautiful. If you have a little label to put on it, I think it'd be even nicer because then you can really highlight it. But you could just write right on there too as well with a pen if you want to. So the next part that we need, I'm going to make card number 2 here, is we need the card base. And the card base is also spectacular. Look at this. So it is made of Poppy Parade. So it's this red that's very vibrant and tends a bit toward orange, which is why I think the photos end up looking orange. But it's actually a red, and it's got this beautiful gold foil accent on all the leaves, which is really lovely. And inside there's gold foil as well. So we're going to get to that in time. So that's our card base. Then we need this piece here. So I picked up a sheet of those, and there's 2 on the sheet, but we only need 1 for our card. We will need the ink spot that it comes with. So there it is. It's going to be Pretty Peacock as our color. We'll need this tape. That's Terran tape. So that's this tape here. We'll need a block. The kit also comes with a block, so there it is. We'll need these, which are the stamp sets. So if you see words and things and images in gray, that's how they indicate it's the stamp set. So there's the little stamp set that comes with it. And then we need all these images. So you've got these berries and greenery. So I've gone ahead and I've punched those out. That's all you got to do. You don't have to die cut them, just punch them out. So we've got 2 of those. There's the second one. We need 2 of these greenery bits. There they are. And we need this one. So this is like our label, basically. You can see that's got gold foil as well. So this is just filled with all kinds of shiny gold stuff, which makes it beautiful. And I hope you can see that on the camera, because it actually does much better justice to the cards than seeing them here in the photo. They look kind of washed out, and this looks sort of like beige, and it's really this bright gold glitter stuff. So much, much better. All right, so let's look for our instructions. So we want card number 2. Here's card number 2. So we'll go ahead and do that. So yeah, if you like this card and you want to join the class, anyone across Canada can join it because it's an online class, and you'll get one of these kits sent right to your house. So you can just click through on the link here to my events, and you can look at that particular event. It's a Christmas card kit event. All right, so let's go ahead and create this card. So here's the first thing we need to do is stamp Christmas wishes on our lovely gold foil accented label. So I've got that right there, and I will just need to open my, well, I could open my stamp, my little stamp pad, but I have a large one. So I think I'll just use that one. And then I can save this, and someone else might be able to use that because I already have a large one here. So I'm just going to use my large one. So I'll open that up. And we need the stamp set, which is right here. Okay, so for the stamp set, I need Christmas wishes. So there is Christmas. You just peel them off if you've never seen them before. And just lower a block onto it so you can read it. So it'll be bumpy on the side you're going to stamp. The side that goes onto the block is smooth. So it's really easy to tell which side is the right way. And the reason I put it down like this so I could just read it, so I can read it exactly, is so I don't create kind of an arcing in the middle of my long stamp, because this is a pretty long stamp. So you'll want to condition your stamp before you actually use it. And that's just because there is a little bit of a coating, which turns out, after I went to the factory last year where they make these in Utah, it turns out that the coating from the factory, which sounds really official and maybe toxic, is actually nothing other than dish soap, because they actually wash the stamps after they make them. So it's just dish soap. You want to get that off. And I always suggest trying out your stamp before you actually use it on your project. So I'm going to do exactly that. So you just tap lightly but firmly a few times until you get really good coverage. You can see I have good coverage there. So I'm just going to try out my stamp and see how it's working. Oh, that looks really good. Okay, so that worked really well. So I can go ahead and stamp that right on. So we want to have Christmas on top and then wishes on the bottom. And I just hold it down for several seconds. So there we go, that one's done. And we need wishes. So there's the wishes stamp right there. I like this kit because it's got all of this lovely gold foil. And there's only one kind of ink, so it's really simple to do. It's not complicated, and I like simple stuff. Okay, so we're gonna condition this stamp too, because it's brand new out of the box. I just took it out right now. So let's try it out before we put it on our project. So again, tap several times until you get good coverage. You don't want to squish it in there or you'll have ink all over here and here, and then it's kind of a big mess. You can clean it up, of course, and it's happened to all of us, but it's nicer if you can just kind of tap quickly and lightly, but firmly. There. So let's put this right on here. Christmas wishes. And oh, voila, look at that. Very nice. So that stamped really well. I like Pretty Peacock, this ink color, because it does stamp so well. It's always very bold, and I find it just works really well. I don't know what it is about that particular color of ink, but it works really well. Okay, so we did Christmas wishes. The next thing we're going to do is put this big stamp on our block. So that's going to be our sentiment to put inside our card. So that's the great big one here. So we'll take that off and we'll put it on our block. Okay. I'm just going to move this out of the way so I don't stamp it again by mistake. That is incredibly easy to do. Okay, so we're going to condition our stamp first. If you're just joining me now, what I'm doing is demonstrating one of the kit cards in the Christmas Wishes kit. And it is one of the holiday events that I'm offering that you can do online. And that is to get this kit. You can purchase it through me, through my classes and events link that you see right here. And when you get that, you get to make 8 cards. And we're going to do it together online for those who want to do that. So I just wanted to demonstrate one of these so you could see what this kit looks like for real. All right, so we are going to stamp that inside as our sentiment here. Okay. Actually, I think the card goes this way. Yeah, so what we're aiming for, it's good to look ahead so you know. So this is going to be a landscape card, which means it's going to be like this, and you open it up, and then inside you see this. Okay, and how you know that from the instructions here is your panel has this greenery down at the bottom right corner. So the only way you can orient this page so that it's in the right orientation according to the instructions, see how that looks? To look identical is if you have the card this way. So they try to make it as easy as possible for you. But if you ever get a kit and you have some questions about how to put it together, do let me know. There's also something I should tell you about with every kit. So it's on the back panel. There is always a QR code. So you just scan that with your phone or your other device until the little link comes up on your screen, and you click on the link, and that will take you to a video that shows how to make everything in this kit. So that's a really handy thing. Every single kit, whether it's from the kits collection like this, or if it's a paper pumpkin kit, they all have that code. And so that's really helpful. If you have lost your instructions and you can't find that code, just let me know and I can help you find it, okay? I can probably get a copy and just email it off to you. All right, so let's try this one. I'm just going to get a piece of paper to stamp that on. Let's see, is this one big enough? Yes, okay. All right, so I hope I've conditioned that enough. If you find that conditioning with your fingertips is not enough, you can use Versamark ink to do the same thing. It's a ink that is a watermark ink, and it's invisible. You use it for embossing and lots of other things, but honestly, what I use it for most is to condition my stamps if I find that they're stubborn. Yeah, so that's got lots of coverage. I stamped that one a little bit too much, so I'm glad that I just gave it a try first. Let me do that again, and we'll see if I get a better result this time. And it all depends on the humidity, how much ink is on your stamps too. So you can see I got a little more ink than I meant to on the B and the O there. So I'm just going to wipe off my stamp with my chamois, which just has water. And I'm just going to try that again because I want that to not have the extra ink. All right, so I'm just going to see if I can dry that off on my hand. All right. And let's see what we get. Okay, let's give it a try. So, oh yeah, that turned out pretty nicely. Look at that. Very good. All right, so that's awesome. Oh, we'll watch replay, busy working. Happy Friday the 13th. Oh yes, thank you, Linda. Actually, it is a Friday the 13th on which my in-laws were married, and this is actually their anniversary this year. It does fall on a Friday the 13th like it did originally, which is pretty cool. They've been together a long time, and so just goes to show that superstitions aren't all that they're cracked up to be, because certainly 13 has been a very good number for them. So there you go. All right, so let's see what else we need to do here. So what they did there is they stamped some greenery on top of the green piece that was already there. So you can do that too if you'd like to. Maybe we'll give it a try and then we'll see what it looks like. But you know, it looks perfectly fine without it. So if you don't want to stamp this extra little bit here, you don't even need to do it. So here's my greenery. I find that's good about the kits too. You can always kind of tailor them to sort of suit yourself. And if you don't like the instructions exactly as they're written, it's all up to you to do whatever you'd like. So you always have that creative license. And sometimes I change things up that way too. So I appreciate that you can actually do that and still have the things turn out really well. Yeah, so that's what that one looks like. I think it'll add a little extra something, so I'm going to try it. And let's see. So we'll just stamp that down. Yeah, it does give it kind of an extra je ne sais quoi there. It really looks quite nice, quite elegant, but it looked good the way it was already. Okay, so I got that one. Now, what else do we need to stamp here? Let's go back to our instructions. So we've got that piece, that piece, that piece, and what else do we want to do? Okay, so also what they're doing is they're kind of double stamping this on here. So they're making a double image there. So they're stamping the greenery on top of all the greenery pieces here to add a little touch of Pretty Peacock. So you could just use them the way they are. They're perfectly nice the way they are. And you really don't have to add that extra touch if you don't want to. But since they've got it here, why don't we go ahead and we'll do it. And we'll see what we think of it. Does that sound fair to everybody? I hope that's good. So I'm just going to use a little scrap paper underneath here. Actually, that one is a little too glossy. I think what I'll do is open my kit and I'm going to pull out the cardboard that's in there. They give you the cardboard because you do need a cushion underneath your photopolymer stamps. I hadn't been using it up to now because I have this glass mat that you can get from Stampin' Up. It's part of the Glass Mat Studio. I really like it. I got it over the summer and I just started using it this week actually. And it provides that cushion for your photopolymer stamps, so you really don't need the cardboard. But here, where I'm going to be kind of stamping off the edge, I think I do want it. So we've got 2 bits of greenery in this kit. We've got one that is smaller and one that is larger. So we're going to use the small one here and the larger one there. So I'll just go ahead and make sure I condition this one first. Okay, so let's give that guy a little try here. Let's just put it on there. Yeah, that's perfect. That looks nice. Okay, so let's put that on there. So you don't have to line them up exactly because they've incorporated a lot of white space here so that if you're not right on, it doesn't matter. It's going to look good no matter what. And real leaves are not perfect anyway, so I wouldn't worry about that. So this one I stamped a little bit further off and look, it still looks great. So you don't need to really fuss about stuff like that. It all turns out anyway. Okay, let's do this one. There's one there. Now, is that the same size? I think it is. It's the large one again. And let's get that done. All right. So you can see the difference this makes. So you can tell if you want to do it or not. If you have the kit or want to join our event where we're going to do the kit together. So it does look cool, but it looks fine without it too. So it's up to you. All right, but for purposes of just kind of trying out all the options that they've got, I thought it'd be kind of fun to actually do it here. And there, I was uneven pressing in my ink pad, and that's why I got that ink there. So I'm just going to take that off in my chamois off to the side so I don't get the ink all over everything else. There we go. So that's all you got to do is just kind of get rid of it right away, and then it won't get on your other parts of your project. And we'll do this one, the small one. So you just match them up, the size of the leaves to whatever size stamp you have here. And it works out pretty well. So that didn't take very long to do, and it does. Yeah, I think it adds something to it. What do you think? What's everybody think after looking at those? Do you think that that adds enough that you would bother to do that, or would you just leave them green? I'm just curious to see what you think, because you could go either way, really. Let me see if I can find one of the green ones that hasn't had that, and you can kind of see the difference. Okay, so here is the sheet I punched them out of. So here's the greenery. Here it is with Pretty Peacock. What do you think? Would you bother with that, or would you just leave it green? Or maybe would you do a little bit of both, depending on the card. So that's the end of our stamping. We're all done with the ink, so I like to close that up. So what I'm going to do now is take my card, and I'm going to use my bone folder to give it a nice crisp fold. So that's done. And now let's see what they want us to do. Okay, so they're putting tear and tape across the backs of these pieces here. So they're turning them over like that, and they're orienting them this way. All right, so let's do the way that they suggest, and then we'll see how that works. All right, so the tear and tape, you just got to find the end of it, wherever it may be. There it is. And just like its name, it is a tape that tears. So it's really no fuss. You just tear it with your fingers. You could use scissors if you find it hard to tear with your fingers. And that's all you got to do. Okay, so let's take off the backing. That's the trickier part. You might want a tool like the Take Your Pick tool to help you with that part, if you have difficulty with that. All right, so let's put this one up here. And then they've got another one going kind of the other direction. Sort of like that, maybe. You can just position them however you like. And then they're going to take the label here, and they're going to put little dimensionals on it. Now, where are my dimensionals? So this is what those look like. They're little hexagons. I love these things. I use them all the time. So let's take that. And what we're going to do is find my label, which I just lost. Ah, there it is. Okay, there's my label. Okay, oops, no, that's not my label. This one is my label. So we're gonna flip that over, and we're just gonna put these little dimensionals on here. So they suggest 3 on each part of your label, so that makes a lot of sense to me. I'm going to just do that the same way. They even show you where they are. See, those are little hexagons. I don't know if you can see them on screen, but on the instructions you can tell they're hexagons. So that's how you know if it's glue dots they're using in a project, or if it's these dimensionals instead. But again, if you look at the video that they provide for each kit, that will tell you. So you'll be able to kind of know. All right. Oh, and I think I forgot to put on these little pieces. Okay, so our other greenery, let's go ahead and we'll put them on too. And of course, when you're making these things, all the pieces go away. So what did I do with my pieces? Okay, so I only have one piece left. Does anybody else have this happen when you're making a project? You're just doing your project and then all of a sudden all the pieces that you had kind of fly away and you can't find any of them. Has anybody ever had that happen? I hope it's not just me. All right, well, here's one of them anyway. Let's see if there's another. Maybe if I continue on, I will end up finding it sooner or later here. I don't see the other one right now. But what they're saying to do with this is put some adhesive on the back and then kind of fit those in as well. So you can just tuck them underneath wherever you'd like them to go. Like that or however else. Or you could just leave it like this. I think it looks perfectly fine actually without the extra greenery. So maybe I'm going to just leave that off. I think I like it so you can see all the berries because they put the greenery on and now you can't see the berries so well. I think I'll just leave it. Oh, what is this kit called? Yes, it is the Christmas Wishes kit. And here's how it looks. Yeah, I just thought the photo was really uninspiring. I couldn't figure out how it could really look like that. So I thought, okay, let's get this kit and try it. Because Stampin' Up's kits are always fantastic. It just looked kind of orange and a little bit boring. But when you actually put it together, you've got these glittery gold envelopes, which are really nice. And then this is Poppy Parade, so a nice vibrant red with all kinds of gold foil as well. And gold foil on here. And there's even gold foil inside. So that's pretty cool. I think it looks really nice. All right, so that is basically it for the card. You could add more greenery if you want, but I actually like it that way. So I'm just going to leave it alone. And for our fancy envelopes that you have here, they did actually give us a label for them. So that's what these are. They're sticky labels. And so I'm just going to take one of those off. I'm going to line this up on my grid as much as I can anyway. And then I'm just going to put it on the envelope. I think I'll put it down further because I like to put an address label up here in the corner. So I want to leave room for that. But you can put it in the middle if you don't use address labels. I just like to do that. And then there's room for the stamp up there. And you have a nice white background to write on. So there is our beautiful card that we made. So very simple. And once you've made one, you can make them really quickly after that. So again, this is called the Christmas Wishes Kit. And I do have an event where we're going to be doing this online together. If you want to join in that, just click through on the classes and events link that is here. And I'd be happy to see you there. So thanks very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this kit and I hope you'll be able to get a copy of it and try it out for yourself because it's really a nice kit. If you need to order from a demonstrator, I'd be happy to help you out if you don't already have a demonstrator. Please just let me know and we can take it from there. So have a wonderfully crafty weekend and I'll see you again on Monday with a new project. Bye for now, friends.